The protests have overshadowed Tehran's battle with the Trump administration. What is surprising is that some of the criticism is coming from the loyal supporters of the regime. Is this the worst uprising that Iran has seen since the 1979 revolution? Is it a trigger for something like that? This report explores.
It was an Iranian missile that shot down this Ukrainian passenger plane. President Hassan Rouhani called this a disastrous mistake. Disaster it was indeed. Iran's admission has triggered a wave of protests against the regime. These pictures are from Sunday. The protesters are calling Iran's revolutionary guards dictators. A group of protesters were later seen taking down a poster of Qasem Soleimani. Until last week, thousands of Iranian citizens were out on the streets. They called Soleimani a hero and demanded revenge from America for killing the general. But the plane crash admission has turned Iranians against the regime. Citizens are now willing to break the rules. Chants against the supreme leader as well as the feared revolutionary guards were heard on the streets. The protesters dared to challenge the regime and risk their lives by staying on the streets. Some even refused to walk on the Israeli and American flags, the arch-enemies of Iran. An angry crackdown followed. Security forces fired tear gas, rubber bullets and also live ammunition. This video, believed to be shot near Tehran's Azadi Square, is proof of the state crackdown. The protesters rushed to help a woman who was shot in the leg. These protests come barely weeks after Iran faced one of its bloodiest unrest in recent years. Tehran had to shut down the internet in the entire country after thousands hit the streets over a steep hike in fuel prices. Human rights groups say more than 100 people died in the lethal crackdown. It was perhaps the worst turmoil that Iran has seen since the Islamic Revolution in 1979. The latest protests could trigger another wave of uprising. American President Donald Trump too weighed in on the protests, firing tweets both in English and Farsi. He warned Iran, "Do not kill your protesters." In another tweet, Trump said his administration stands behind the campaigners. The uproar could give the Iranian regime a new headache, maybe even kill the appetite for another confrontation with the Trump administration. Bureau Report, Wion, World is One.